what job you're going to do. Okay. So Azure is a Microsoft product or a Microsoft only is built at this Azure cloud. Okay. And we have similar clouds, same as Azure, that is AWS, which is handled by the Amazon, and GCP, Google Cloud Platform, which is by Google only. And we have other cloud service providers also, because we are calling here technically as a cloud service providers. They are giving a cloud service to us. Okay. So we'll call them as a cloud service providers. We have 24 cloud service providers in the market right now who are actively building the projects of software things. Not only software, they're building many things. Okay. And among these 24 clouds, the popular clouds are three, which is GCP, Azure, and AWS. So among these three, why we are going with Azure only? What is the advantage here? We need to know, right? We have a multiple cloud service providers in the market. Why we specifically selecting it? Okay, there should be some advantages. There should be some profits for it, right? A client or a vendor, a stakeholder will expect it, right? So GCP, Azure, and AWS. So these three are the cloud service providers who are boom in the market, and these clouds only are running the many projects, many things in the internet world all over the world. Okay, and we have selected the Azure, just Microsoft one. Let's discuss in a very ground level. Then you'll get to know why this cloud technology came into the market and why it is in the boom and why all the clients or all the vendors are using this cloud. Okay. And then we will discuss about the DevOps. What is the use of a DevOps? DevOps is not a technology. It's just a method. Okay. It's just a process of method. And cloud is a technology. So let's assume this picture as a data center. Okay. Just normally I just took a reference. This building as a data center. You people might aware about the data center. If you're not, we'll discuss. Data center is where all the servers, routers, switches, computers, and databases assembled at one place, make them connected, and they will communicate each other in a looped manner, and they will deliver one framework. They will store a data, and they will run a frameworks. They will perform a frameworks. So that is a data center. If you see, a data center will be look like this. So these are the data centers. You see, these are all rack servers. We call this as a rack service. In every rack, there will be one server. Okay, server will connect with the wires. Okay, whatever we are browsing this Chrome, we are connected on the Zoom, we are seeing Netflix. Whatever we are opening, everything on the internet, everything is runs on the data center only, in the server only. Okay, so this is a data center. Even itself, Microsoft, GCP, AWS, they maintains data center. Okay, so then why we are talking about the cloud if they maintain the data center? So let's come into here. So this is a data center. For example, uh, let me take me as an example. Okay, and I have one idea, and I would like to release one application into the market like Zepto. For example, in Hyderabad, in India, Zepto is a boom, right? So I have an idea to release an application like Zepto, and I want to build it. What I will do, I will hire two developers, and I will tell my idea, and they will do the code, and they will test out in their own local computer. Once it is finished, they need server to be host. They need a server to be host. So for that, We can buy a small server, which we can buy around 1 lakh or 1,50,000. Okay, we'll get one server. So with one server, we hosted one application. We need to buy a DNS and we need to make it available publicly on the internet. Okay, we need to apply a lot of security certificates for it. So it will cost more, and you will be able to host in the internet and everybody can use. So that is a limited one. Again, in the one server, that is a very limited one. And the users are increasing more. The server is not capable of serving the application. So you need more servers, more compute power. So what you will do? You will take a building lease and you will build all the servers like this, like this, and you will make connected and you will make connected to get the traffic as a routers, switches, firewalls for the security, everything, and you will made in one place. So this is called data center. Here only itself you will create a database also. Okay. Okay, your application is successful. You hired network engineers, you hired administration engineers, you hired all the engineers, and your servers are running okay, testing engineers and everything. And your application is publicly available and every user is using. You did marketing. Fine, well and good. For example, this data center is in the some location, let's call it as a X location. So in this X location, earthquake or floods came, which is environmental hazards. We will not able to predict environmental hazards, right? So something has happened and some or fire accident happened. It's like normal one, human hazard. Okay, fire accident has happened or earthquake or floods came, and these buildings got collapsed, and your servers all are crashed. You'll be not able to take your data backup, right? So you will lose your application. You'll lose your business. Your customers are all over the India. Even you have a customers in other country also. So you have a very huge customers and you're depending on the one single data center. Something has happened, you will lose all the business. So this is the big disadvantages of maintaining a physical data center. Okay. And what he will do, okay, is maintaining this one, fine. And to take the backup, what he will do in the same pattern, maintaining a 100 km or 200 km or a 500 km distance, he will build one more data center. Okay. Whenever this got affected, automatically the data will switch from the second data center. So this is called standby. So these two technically called as DC, data center, DR, disaster recovery or data recovery. The best example for this is Hyderabad Metro. Uppal is DC, Miapur is DR. So all ticket transactions and all applications and all signaling, everything is done from the Uppal only itself. They are using IBM servers. Okay. So everything has happened, something has happened here, and they want to be do a failover. Then everything, all the operations will be switched to the DR. Okay. This is they will do every month. So this is the best example. If these two buildings are in the same region like Hyderabad, then Hyderabad is completely affected. And how you will take a backup? So this is the case with the banks. So bank is a big bank spread over all over the India, and they will not rely on one data. So that's why they will spread all over the India. They have many data centers, each bank, so they will connect. So whenever any physical things are happen, that is a very risky part to the customer to take that challenge, because he will lose his all business. So instead of a normal, so big companies can do that. A normal company like a Zepto, I can't be afford it of maintaining many data centers. It will take a lot of time. So to building a data center, 1 year of time, 6 months to 1 year of time you will need. Okay. So this is a big disadvantage And instead of this, cloud came. Who? AWS, Azure, GCP. They came into the market and they said, no need of create your own data centers physically. Whatever you required, you can take a rent on my platform. Okay, they came as a technology. So they have built it data centers like this, above 100 plus acres in each country with the regions. In each country, they built it with the regions. And they told that you can use our data center to host your applications publicly and privately. And you can pay for it. So that is called pay as you go. So for example, you want to be do physically, you buy a server of 1 lakh and you install application and you don't know this application is going to be successful or not. After 3 months, you're not getting customers and your business got lost. And what about this server? Waste, right? You can't sell it also. If you sell it also, it will go very less price. So you will be into the loss, right? So instead of this, you can create a server on the cloud. You can use for 1 hour and you can delete it. You can pay for 1 hour only. That is completely ready-made process. So that is a cloud technology. So they have built many data centers across the world, not only one country, across the world. And they will connect each data center by the internet service providers. Who are the internet service providers? AT&T, Verizon, Tata, and Vodafone. Inside the India, Airtel, BSNL, these are all internal ISPs, but international ISPs are these. Okay. So they will connect each data center. So for example, this is in UK and this is in US. If something was happen here and this application was down here, automatically the data will switch from US. Best example, Netflix. You're never going to be see Netflix will be down because they are using AWS cloud and they have a data center across the world. Whenever something has happened, automatically switch to the another region. So how it will be connect? It will be connected by this network like this. So this is a cloud technology. Okay. So a customer, instead of worrying about the things physically, he can use the cloud, which is already ready over there. And he can pay for what he has used only. Okay. So there are some models we have in 3 clouds: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay. Infrastructure as a service means the infrastructure, the databases which we are creating is completely infrastructure. Okay. So those kind of architecture you can also build on our cloud. Okay. So that is one type of model. And platform as a service. Okay. So platform as a service, you are not having a time, or you're not needed basically to create the infrastructure. You need only one platform to host something. I'll tell you an example. You want to build an infrastructure which is similarly a data center. You can build with the infrastructure as a service. You don't want that kind of infrastructure. You just want a service where you can dump your code and you can host it. So that is platform as a service. Okay, there are already tools are there. You can just use that. That's it. And software as a service. You already deployed and you had application. You want some automations in it. You want some services to be upgrade, automate. You can use software as a service like IDs, code IDs, jobs, automation jobs. Okay, some tools, monitoring. All these things will come into the software as a service. So our DevOps will specifically involves into the software as a service, and it will handled with the platform as a service and infrastructure as a service. It is always having an upper hand all these things because it will do automate. By using this method, we automate these models. Okay. So like this, these three models are available in three clouds. If you go for other clouds like IBM, Oracle, and all those clouds, they only have only two of the services. Okay. So how the regions will be there? So like this. So we technically call it as availability zones. We'll discuss in our upcoming classes very clearly. Okay. So availability zones are physical data centers of Azure or AWS or GCP. Okay. So they will call these three data centers combinedly as a region. Okay, as a region. For example, US West 2. Okay. In United States, West 2, this is the region. And in West 2, 1, 2, 3 data centers. These are called availability zones. Availability zones. So let me tell you how it will work. So they built a data centers in each country with the regions like this. Every box is a one regions. Okay. And they have opened one console. So this console is connect to every country and every data centers. This is called Azure portal. Okay. And every data center is interconnected with internet service providers, ISPs. Okay. So whatever you want to do, you want to create a server. No need of going physically, screw fitting, plug in, everything. You no need of do that such a things. Just directly log into the Azure portal and just give some instructions here. I want to create one server. In where it will ask where you want to create, in which country, in which region. Yes, I want to create here. Yes, it will go and it will create here. Okay. So like this, so it will completely automated. Will create. So this is the cloud scenario and architecture, how it is built it with the console, and where our DevOps will come into the picture. Let me tell you that one also. So instead of maintaining a physical data centers, what customers are doing, they are migrating all the applications from the own data centers to the cloud side because they have a multiple advantages. We'll discuss advantages as well. For example, this is our cloud. Azure cloud. We have hosted Netflix application here because customer is customer is not able to handle in physical data center, so he migrated his application. So whenever any application is migrated, so application is always need continuous development. Okay. So competition of this Netflix is Amazon is there. Amazon is bringing new features in it to attract the customers. So why Netflix will be sit down like that? So they will also do developments, right? They will also add new features in it. So they need developers to be do continuous improvements in it. When new features is added, there will be operational things also. Okay. There will be operational things also. So whenever this operational things will come into the picture, many things will be involved in it. Okay. To release into the live. Yeah. So let me tell you, this application, once it is released into the production or it is live into the Play Store, you will download with the version 1.3.0. For example, version. Whenever you update, you will get a version, right? And they will clearly write over there what they did in this version also. Even when you're updating your Android mobile also, you'll get for some version. Okay. Every application will have one version. So to release this application, it will cross some stages. It will cross some stages. So what are the stages? Let me tell you. The stages are, first one is they will plan for it. Okay. They will plan for it. And then they will code for it. They'll write the code for it, and they will build the code, and they will test the code, and they will release the code. And then they will deploy the code. So deploying code will be into the many. Okay. So like QA, dev, QA, prod. They will operate it. And then after they will monitor it. Okay. So these are the stages. When it is developed, it will cross this one. Okay. It will cross this one. What it will happen when it is planned? Okay. When it is planned, so they will do the code. Okay. They will build the code. They will test the code, and they will release the code. Okay. So then after, they will deploy the code into different environment to test out. And then after, they will operate the code. They will monitor the code. When they are monitoring, then they found some bug or some vulnerability. Okay. Which is users are affecting from it. So they want to fix it. So what they will do? Immediately, they will plan for fix. Again, they will plan, code, build, test, release, deploy into different environments, operate, monitor. Okay. And again, when it is released here, your application will be updated and you will get a notification in your Play Store, update the Netflix. 1.3.1 you will get. Just make a habit of watching version whenever you update your application. Okay. And if it is a major change, it will update like 1.4.0. If it is a very big change, this version will be happen like 2.0.0. So the last one is the minimum bug fix or vulnerability fix, which is a very small change or improvement. So this is the minor change, which something an option will be changed or the big change has done. And the first one is a very big change. Completely there is a logic or a UI or something they will do a big. Okay. So that is the first one number. It will indicate. So to release these versions in the internet, this application will cross these many stages. So this is, if you see this process is in an infinity symbol. This is completely a dev and this is completely an operation. So whenever a customer migrated their application to the cloud side, so they do completely continuous development. So when the development is doing, they need automation. The code should be automated and operated to be deployed and make it available and live in the internet. So to do all these things, we follow this method, this dev plus ops method. So this is DevOps. Where we are doing on the Azure cloud. So now it is Azure DevOps. Okay. So if you do on the AWS DevOps. If you do on the GCP DevOps. But so there are a lot of difference between these. Azure is having inbuilt native services which supports Azure DevOps to make your software lifecycle very easier. Okay. So this completely process, we call it as technically SDLC, software development lifecycle. So by using this method, especially on the Azure, it is very easy to make your application live and make your application to be automate for the continuous integrations and delivery. So that's where we call CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, or deployment. Okay. So among these three clouds, Azure is having user friendly and already it is serving many products from the past 30, 40 years. Okay. Already many enterprises, companies are using Azure. So they are already going for it. And also security is more rather than the AWS and GCP. Okay. So that's why Azure is holding 50 to 60% of market share in the market. 50 to 60% means half of the market share is Azure only itself is holding out of 100. Okay. So that's why the scope of DevOps engineers is more. Whatever. So if they are doing, developer is doing some AI, okay, they need DevOps. If they are doing something data science, then they finally want to be make it live. It is also need DevOps. If something application came, if something data came, they want to host it, they want to deliver to the internet. Yes, whatever the thing will come into the picture. If they are in the servers, they are in a cloud side, they need some things to be involved and pipeline should be configured. Obviously, without DevOps, nothing. So this method is not going to end in 1 or 2 years. So this is going to be star, okay, never going to end because this method is continuously improves. Previous this method, we have a agile, waterfall, scrum and all. So enhancement of those, DevOps is the market now, and DevOps is never going to end. Here we have a lot of enhancements. It's continuously day by day, it will be evolved to integrate with the new tools. Once you have a knowledge of the DevOps, you will automatically get to know the new things. So it is not going to end. Wherever you go, your jobs will be too secure and you'll get the job. So that's why it is boom in the market. It is holding third place in the market right now. Third place. The first place is AI, second place is ML, third place is cloud and DevOps. See, and you get paid very high. Okay. A developer who is having 3 years of experience, he just get pay only around 5 to 8 lakh and between 10 lakh only. But a DevOps engineer who is having 3 to 4 years of experience, he gets about 12 lakh. And for fresher only, they are giving up to 6 lakh. Okay. So this is DevOps use and where you're going to work and what you're going to learn. I hope everything is clear, your doubts and everything. If you're having anything, just please ask me now. I'll clear your questions. Anyone? Anyone having any doubt, please let me know.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, here any coding knowledge is needed.
Yes. Right question. So DevOps is not on the programming. Okay. There's a
Okay.
lot of difference. This is the a rumor which is spreading this field. DevOps need a coding. No coding. There's a lot of difference between these two terms. Tell you. Scripting and coding. coding which a program should be write to create a new thing, to create a new feature like Java, okay, Python, React, Node, Perl, okay, like this. Okay, and we have many other programs. So that is programming languages we use to create a new thing, new feature. Okay, and coming to scripting, Bash, Shell, Python, YAML, Golang. Okay, so like this PowerShell, we have scripting language. So this thing and this thing is different. So programming is which is you use to create a new thing. Scripting is already created things are there that we call it as a libraries, modules. Okay, already developed things we will call and we will arrange in a sequenced manner to execute them. So that is scripting. Coding is something you develop a new thing. Here you already develop a thing you use and make it in a sequence manner to execute one automation. So that is scripting. Scripting is needed in the DevOps, and that too only YAML is needed. Shell, if you know, it's very good added advantage to you, and no need of worry about it also. Everything is on the cloud right now, and no need of now. Cloud is always use YAML. Okay, and if you know Golang, if you know Python, if Python, if you know added advantage to your career, Python in automation way. Okay, if you don't know, it's good. No rare projects will use Python. Okay, only YAML is needed, and YAML is too declarative. It is very easy to understand, and you're not going to think and create the new steps. Everything is available in the Azure. Everything is available in the Google. No need of worry. The things you need to know is what changes you need to made in it, what values you need to update in it to execute that. So that is your job. That is your thinking. Every automated ways, every task, every templates is already updated. Okay. So DevOps is the thing you have already tools. You need to know how to handle it to achieve your automation, to achieve your pipelines delivery. That's it. Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone still having any doubts? Yes, gonna. Yes, go on. I'm not able to hear you. Sorry, Gana. Your voice is not audible to me. Any other one? Don't hesitate. You can ask. Can be anything. If it is a silly question, also you can ask. You can type your message in chat, Gana. Your voice is breaking in between. Okay. So this class will be going to regular next class, and I'm going to cover projects in between these classes. I'll go in a very sequence manner, which actually real time way. Okay. So I'll not going to be take you through all the theory and blah 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 things. I'll just tell you in a very realistic manner how the projects will be created, how the projects will be developed and deliver to the stakeholders, and how they will use. You will be clearly see that. We will write the code, we will execute that, we will see the application lively. Okay. So to understand that, we need to go from the ground level. First, I'll take from the ground level to understand a better in intermediate way. Then we'll use projects. Then you'll get to know everything. So what your responsibilities, your roles, where you need to play, perform, everything you'll get to know from these things. Okay. And every day it will be one hour class. It may also extend, depends upon the practical. Okay. After class, recording will be available at one place. After the class, you'll be able to see the recording over there and notes also. Yeah, sure. The course content will be okay. So first one, we'll go through the introduction of the DevOps practices. Okay. And different practices also we have. I'll tell you the history of these things. Okay. We need to know the history. And then after the implementation of architecture of this DevOps, how it is implementing in different projects with infrastructure. I'll show the real data of the infrastructures where we found many things. Okay. I'll show the infrastructures and also I'll tell you how it can be executed. So there are different. Okay. We have a pharmaceuticals, we have a commercial, we have a medical, we have a other products also. Okay. We have a financial, non-financial. So financial and non-financials are different architectures they will follow. Okay. So we will discuss all those things. So then after we'll go with the continuous integration and deployments. So before that, here we cannot write the all small things, okay, in the syllabus. So I will cover all these things before this continuous and integration. I'll take you through the what is an integration, why we call it an integration, and how we'll deploy it, and what methods will be involved in it, and what type of tools we do use service to achieve that, and then we'll go for the integration and deployment. Okay. So once we deployed that, we have a specific pattern to follow from the source code to the environment side by integrating pipelines, by choosing branching strategies, by going with the third party tools and services, and we have a deployment patterns also. Okay. So before this second one, we need to go cover at least 3 classes. Okay. So coming to infrastructure. Okay. So infrastructure again, once we completed with the integrations and deployment and basic understanding of the DevOps and workflow, pipeline creation, pipeline architecture, building it, deploying it, running it, making package, and that we'll deploying it to the multiple ways by testing it. Then we go for the infrastructure. Okay. So infrastructure, once you get to understand about the application, then you'll get to know about what we need to provide. Infrastructure is the where you provide the platform to your application to run, to perform. So once you have the knowledge of the application, then you'll, oh, what kind of, so I'll tell you an example. So you know your laptop, right? So laptop is you have. So then you automatically know where you need to be place it. So you can place it on the table, you can place it on the bed, you can place it on somewhere, right? You know the places. In the same way, once you know the application, you'll know the place to create. You want to create a table or you want to create a chair, you want to create something else. Okay. So that is infrastructure as a code. So that will create with a code called Terraform. Okay. And we'll also going to be involved with the Ansible, the latest one. Chef and Puppets are just a normal. Okay. Ansible is the latest technology, which is boom in the market. And I'll tell you about the basic ARMs. ARMs is almost is over deprecated kind of thing. very long, means the projects which is developed in 16, 15, and 14, 13, 2013, 14, 15. So that time those projects will use ARMs. Even they are also migrating to Terraform. Okay. We'll completely go and I think I updated here. I don't know. I don't know how it is. Okay. We'll discuss about the Terraform. Okay. So then after we'll do provisioning lively, how it will create and how we can do automate from itself is a infrastructure as a code. And once it is deployed, updated everything, we need to orchestrate it. Orchestrate itself is means managing. Managing with the low level platform. Okay, low level utilization. So that is containerization again, which saves you budget, cost, your performance. Performance will be more and your cost will be very less. And analysis is more. Okay, delivery is more with the containerization. So we will discuss Kubernetes, Docker, and Argo CD. Okay, then we'll go for the managing, monitoring, logging with the different methods, and we'll discuss about the security kind of things, network perspective, application perspective, which is accounting, authorization. Okay, so which is called AAA. Okay, accessing, authorization, and accounting, and advanced release management. So we have how the developers will do the changes, how it reflects at the end side of the application, what are the strategies they will maintain. Okay, so this is again completely you play key role in it. So this section is called completely build and release. Okay, technically inside your organization called build and release. Okay, and again scaling, performance, and optimization. So we will discuss about this more in deeper once you get the application knowledge. Okay, and analytics and reporting, how you will submit your things to your stakeholders once it is done, how you do your user stories, how do you complete your sprints according to your reports, and everything will look into it. And again, advanced integrations of the extensions. So we will discuss about the more like what are all new in the market. Okay, and someone has mentioned for IAC, Terraform is also in post content, or we only use ARM. No, we are completely learning here Terraform. No ARM. ARM is only basic. No use of ARM now. Okay, Terraform is the trend. And later on, we'll discuss advancement. So after Terraform, there's a new tool in the market, Pulumi, okay, which is too advanced. But to implement it, it is not beating Terraform itself again. So that's why Terraform is top in the market. So it is having a maximum shares and it is having multiple projects dependent on the Terraform itself. And Terraform itself is a one cloud. Okay. So Terraform will be focused. That's it. No ARM. ARM will have only basic knowledge. If you're learning ARM too deeply, no use. Projects will not use. You have to know whatever the new going in the market, not deprecated in the market, which is not deprecated, which is deprecated in the market. So this is the syllabus. So this syllabus, if you see these lines, this will be somewhat you will not understand. But when I take you to the chain process, you'll get to know everything. Then when you came back and see this, oh, like you will give this sound. Okay. So yeah, still anyone having any doubts? It is 30 to 35 days, which is 40 hours, but we extend our class sometimes. Okay. Saturday, Sunday, no classes. It's Monday to Friday. Yes, that's what we specifically not. I'm not mentioning one project is real time project, second project is real time project. We are going through only real time from starting itself. Okay, we'll see many things in between, many projects. So it's depends on my mood. Yeah, when I'm teaching, if you had one question, you ask one question, directly I'll implement in front of you on. I'll show. I'll take the code in front of you. I'll show it there on. Okay. Okay, then it's depend. I said it's maximally 4 hours. We're going to be complete in 35 days. So sometimes it may extend. Okay. Okay, then. So if no one not having any doubts, I'm good to conclude this call. So if you have any queries, any other queries, then you can just reach out to your admin, your coordinator. Will tell you all the details. Okay. Okay. Bye guys. We'll meet you in the next session.